Welcome to Sonto YouTube Stories. Thank you for choosing to join us today. We're thrilled to share with you a tale that will inspire you, challenge you, and ignite your belief in the power of destiny and courage. Sit back, relax, and let the journey of the star and the mountain transport you into a world where belief, strength, and transformation reign. The star's dream. In a village nestled between towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a young girl named Nia. She was an ordinary girl in many ways, but there was something extraordinary about her, something that set her apart from the others in her village. From the time she could remember, Nia had dreamed of reaching the highest peak of the great mountain. A mountain that was said to be impossible to climb. Legends had it that the mountain was guarded by mystical forces, and no one had ever reached its summit. Every night, as she lay in bed, Nia would stare up at the stars, particularly at the North Star, which shone brighter than all the others. She believed that the North Star was calling her, guiding her towards something great. It whispered to her heart, telling her that her destiny was intertwined with the mountain, that she was meant to climb it, but the villagers laughed at her dream. "No one has ever reached the top," they would say. "It is a journey for the foolish, and a fool you are if you think you can succeed." But Nia was undeterred. She knew that her heart's calling was stronger than the doubts of others. "One day, I will reach the top of the great mountain, and when I do, I will discover the truth of my purpose," she would say to herself. The trial of the heart. One fateful morning, as Nia prepared to embark on her journey, an old woman from the village approached her. The woman's eyes were sharp, her presence commanding, yet there was an undeniable warmth about her. "Nia, you wish to climb the mountain, don't you?" The woman asked, her voice soft but firm. "Yes, I do. I must climb it. It is my destiny," Nia replied, her eyes filled with unwavering conviction. The old woman nodded, a knowing smile on her face. "The mountain will not give up its secrets easily, but it is not the mountain you must conquer. It is yourself. You will face challenges that will test not just your strength, but your heart. You must be brave enough to face your deepest fears, your greatest doubts, and your darkest moments. Only then will you truly understand the power of belief." With that, the woman handed Nia a small, delicate stone. "Take this with you. It is a symbol of your belief in yourself. When you doubt, hold it close, and remember that the path you walk is as much within you as it is before you." And so, Nia set off on her journey, the old woman's words echoing in her mind. The journey begins. The first day of her journey was relatively easy. The path was gentle, the sun was warm, and the birds sang sweet songs in the trees. But as the days passed, the landscape began to change. The weather grew harsher, the winds colder, and the terrain more difficult to navigate. The mountain loomed ever larger in the distance, its towering peaks hidden by mist. Along the way, Nia met several travelers who were also attempting the climb. Some were strong, with muscles bulging from years of training. Others were old, with weathered faces and slow steps. But as they approached the higher altitudes, many of them turned back, defeated by the challenges they faced. The higher they climbed, the harder the air became, and the more daunting the peak seemed. One day, when Nia was nearing the treacherous part of the mountain, she encountered a young man named Kofi. He was struggling to carry a heavy load of supplies, his face grim with exhaustion. Despite his strength, the climb had taken a toll on him. "I can't go on anymore," Kofi said, his voice filled with frustration. "The mountain is too hard. It's impossible to reach the top. I'll never make it." Nia, though tired herself, saw something in Kofi's eyes, a reflection of her own doubts. But she knew that belief was what had kept her moving forward. "Kofi, you are stronger than you think," she said. "The mountain doesn't care about strength alone. It tests your heart, your will, and your belief. If you believe you can't go on, then you won't. But if you believe you can, you will find the strength to keep climbing." Kofi looked at Nia, seeing the determination in her eyes. Slowly, he nodded. Together, they continued the climb. Helping each other through the toughest parts, the climb to the summit. The climb grew more intense with each passing day. The winds howled through the narrow passages, and the rocks became sharp and treacherous. Nia's body ached, and her resolve was tested time and time again. But as she held on to the stone the old woman had given her, she remembered the woman's words. The mountain is not what you must conquer. It is yourself. And so, with each step, she grew stronger, not just in body, but in spirit. One night, as Nia and Kofi rested on a plateau, they were confronted by a terrifying sight. A massive storm rolled in from the east, with thunder crashing and lightning flashing across the sky. It was the most intense storm Nia had ever seen. "We'll never survive this," Kofi said, his voice trembling, but Nia, holding the stone close to her heart, whispered, "I believe we can." The storm raged through the night, but when the morning sun broke through the clouds, something miraculous happened. The path ahead of them was clear. The storm had cleansed the air, and the summit of the great mountain was now in sight. The revelation. After days of climbing, Nia and Kofi finally reached the top of the great mountain. They stood at the summit, breathless but triumphant. The world below them stretched out like a vast, endless ocean of green, gold, and blue. The North Star shone brightly overhead, just as Nia had always imagined, but the greatest revelation came when Nia realized that there was no grand treasure at the top, no hidden riches or secret knowledge. The only treasure was the journey itself. The mountain had not been a physical challenge, but a test of belief and courage. Nia had conquered her doubts, faced her fears, and discovered her true strength. The summit was merely a reflection of the strength she had found within herself. As Nia stood at the peak, she realized that the journey was never about reaching the top, it was about who she had become along the way. And in that moment, she understood that the mountain had given her the greatest gift, the belief that anything was possible if you had the courage to believe in yourself. Thank you for watching this incredible story of Nia's journey to the great mountain. We hope it has inspired you to believe in your own strength, face your challenges head-on, and never give up on your dreams. Just like Nia, we all have the power to overcome obstacles when we trust in our hearts and hold on to the belief that we are capable of greatness. Stay tuned for more inspiring tales here at Sonto YouTube Stories. Don't forget to share this story with your friends and help spread the message of courage, destiny, and belief. Let's make the world a place where everyone dares to dream and achieve their highest potential. Thank you for watching, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. See you in the next story.